Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another Thule Squadron Radio stream. We have here an interesting game between Team Japan and Team Denmark. This is game six of the matchup. Currently, Denmark is in the lead. Uh, oh, it's yeah, 3-2. They've won three and lost two, so Japan really needs to pull out a win here. Or if Denmark wins, they've managed to guarantee themselves the match point. With me here in the studio today are the Japanese team captain Tsukuda Joe and let me. Oh, here we go. Can Joe? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's up? Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. And from the Danish side, we have Ram. No, sorry, that's the. We have Torbjörn, who was actually playing with Fan Rao on stream the other day, and that didn't go too well for Fan, right?
Nope. He did the negative Fen thing and died horribly to two shots at range 1.
Yes, they either live or they Fan lives by the sword or dies horribly by the sword. You could say.
Exactly.
We are expecting one more guest, right? Isn't that right, Joe?
He is here. Yeah,
He is here.
Mr. Paul Adler on Team Japan.
Pleased to have you over, Mr. Adler.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Or may I call you Paul? Just kidding. I'm not that formal. I seem to. This happens because This is a good chance to remind people that we are on a delay, and the thing is, I can always hear when the stream starts because I hear my voice ringing in my nose because I forget to put the actual stream that I use to monitor that we're all online and okay. So I just heard myself double there. Okay, we have 100-second delay. The minimum is 90 seconds. So if you comment something, you might experience a delay in replies if you even do get a reply. All right, so let me see. Are we? And you are here. Okay, so predictions perhaps about the matchups. Let's start with you, Torbjörn. Team Denmark, are you confident about the Thai Baron interceptors with Prockets and Disciplined, and two of them with Tracers versus the Kylo Hollow Thompson?
I think the way we set it up is that we have a slight advantage, but it really depends on how easy the aces are going to be. The Prockets can do a lot of damage to Thorson or an ace if they hit, but of course it's difficult to set up the Procket on an ace because they move after. What Buke is going to do is always difficult to know exactly, but I think he will probably go after Thorson first because that's the easiest target to sort of set up the Procket shots. But let's see if there's a target opportunity that presents itself.
So what you're saying is that Buke moves in mysterious ways.
Yeah, he can sometimes be a little bit unpredictable, but that's how it is.
That's how it is. I may have moved the camera a little bit so slightly. Yep. All right, and Joe. Okay, so what do we have? What do we have on the Japanese side? We have Kylo Ren with Extreme Movers, Hollow with Daredevil, and Lieutenant Tafson. So,
yeah.
So talk to me, and Paul, feel free to join in. Talk to me about the strategies that Joseph or Ravkat would be willing to.
Yeah, let me hand it over to Paul. He's been practicing with Joseph more than I have, and he's an ace player at heart, and will have much more intelligent things to say than I will.
Yeah, so basically when we first saw this matchup, we were extremely concerned because you see Prockets and Disciplined against higher initiative, and it feels like it's a really bad matchup. But then practicing it, so Joseph has a few advantages. The extreme maneuvers and the Daredevil really open up maneuvering options, so it isn't like standard maneuverability aces. There's only 4 Prockets on the other side. So depending on how they're used, for example, if they're used against Tavson with Reinforce, it can make it so the aces are a lot safer after they've been used. And the aces don't really care about tracers as long as they're not receiving too many shots. So it's really about getting a good trade and making sure that Tavson gets in and is able to kill enough to make an impact without ever selling out one of the aces into a trap. But again, these aces are hard to trap due to the extreme maneuvers and the Daredevil.
Yeah. Already we see in the first round or so that Buka sort of keeps his 2 squadrons, if you will, and I noticed that he took like preemptive jamming target locks there on all of his ships. And but I think it's interesting that he Joseph is sort of putting his aces into the corner there, 2 together, and Tawson is sort of hugging the game board. So he'll be, that he'll sort of be mid table on his board edge next round, right?
He can 2 turn in and 2 turn again, and then support the aces. If the aces draw the intercept, the barons towards them, he's gonna have some good shots in the behind.
Yeah.
I think this is really interesting. Buga, I think a lesser player would have just gone straight for the corner, but he's anticipating somebody coming towards the middle of the board.
Yeah.
And so I like that play. I also think what Joseph's doing is really interesting, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to play out with his aces together over there.
It'd be pretty interesting to see how the rock deployment affects this all. If anyone's played slavers or shuttles, they know that big rock in the middle can spell trouble, but then also the kind of crowded nature of the rocks can help the aces get around the barons and limit the barons' options to pursue the aces properly and line up those pocket shots that they really need.
Now, Tawson does a 3 bank instead of a 2 hard, right? That seemed to be. Whereas Buka is sort of sending his squadrons up into, trying to corner the aces. But as we all know, that watch Dirty Dancing, nobody puts aces in a corner, right?
Is that how it goes?
That's it's been a while since I saw the film.
Okay.
Probably not.
It sounded like you were pretty high on that movie.
You seem pretty confident.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that movie. It came out when I was 4 years old or something.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty old. How old are you? Must be older than me.
Well, I will turn 40 later this year, so I'm.
Oh, okay. Well, I got you beat.
Okay, well, but the thing is, I wasn't allowed to see the film when I was a kid because it had the word "dirty" in the title. So I think I was about 23 years old when I saw it. And,
how does it hold up to time?
Well, I couldn't tell you, but in 2004, it was okay enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Through the Squadron Radio, the Dirty Dancing podcast.
Well, we do hope that you will all have the time of your life when you're listening to Squadron Radio.
I'm more of a Footloose guy myself, so.
Ooh, I love that film. Or as Peter Quill asks in the in Infinity War, is it still the greatest film ever made?
This is a fun fact about me. Anytime I used to do a team tournament, I used to always name my team Dirty Dancing.
Oh.
Because I just thought it was the stupidest name for a team that you could possibly imagine. And I thought it might throw off our teams because it's so ridiculous. And so it's funny that, Stefan, you bring that up here. Our team is not Dirty Dancing. Our team is XTC Japan, the Seven Samurai. So, and we are here to win tonight. So, the more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. Okay, what's happening here in the game?
Yeah.
Well, I may have accidentally killed the Baron off in the overlay because I'm trying to color them. Well,
but if you look at this, do you think Hollow will one turn behind the rock and try to flank? Or is that too dangerous?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming Tapson's going to hard 2 here. It seems like you get a good angle on it. And then I would assume that the Pink Baron would only 1 bank or 2 straight. With no boost after that. You don't want to get too separate from the other group, although they could possibly 3 straight boost or do stuff like that. Hollow might do that, but she's in a compromised position. But again, she has Tapson backing her up, and she is a lot more squirrely than you might think.
Mm-hmm. Now, yeah. I think everyone who has played this archetype knows the Tossin ability, but let me recap for those of our viewers who may have forgotten. After you suffer damage, you may spend 1 charge, and he has 2 of them, to perform an action. Now, this ability is really strong for the shuttle because it really, if you shoot at it, it gives him actions, and one of the actions is actually coordinate. So he can help himself get a better shot, or help some of the aces to be more squirrely. So, what are your thoughts about that? Have you faced this recently? I had a game, I think, the other day where I was playing one of those, but it wasn't Towson, it was Thanison. That was really interesting.
I have actually never played against Thorson, although I know what he can do. But sometimes you have to experience it on yourself before you actually know.
Yeah.
So one unfortunate thing about this setup is that Tafson has initiative, so he shoots first, and then all the barons shoot.
Yeah.
So if it was the other way around, Tafson could take a reinforce, and then he would have, 2 actions for offense. But in this way, he kind of has to take the focus first, and then after the first shot, then he gets his first actions. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but you're able to work around it.
Yeah. Okay. Book is preparing his interceptors there. No, the advanced strike.
So it's interesting. I think, is it the red on the ship, or has he stressed himself?
Yeah, Buka.
Yeah, that's a big deal because of the discipline.
Oh yeah,
that's something we need to pay attention to, or Joseph needs to pay attention to, because if he kills one and they're all stressed, then discipline becomes a blank ability.
Well, yes, it. I've seen more than one game where disciplined was procced. The players realized that they couldn't perform the actions, but they were like, oh, darn, So
yeah.
So he's gonna self-block next turn, or because he's gonna use 3 maneuvers now. And then he can self-block Thorson.
Yeah. This is.
It's at least a potential self-block. But I played a store championship where I won 2nd place, or lost first, depending on how you see it. And I won some things for first order. I was like, okay, I'll try that out just so I can use the swag.
Mm-hmm.
And I have tried Kylo with extreme maneuvers, and it's hilarious.
So
He can just be anywhere.
anywhere he wants, right? I feel
Yeah.
I feel like I think extreme maneuvers is almost stapled onto Kylo now. When you see him built in today's meta.
Mm.
And of course, Hollow and Vondrag and all of the other interceptors, they practically had Daredevil stapled on, which is the non-force user equivalent. So, I mean that, that sort of, I guess, it's interesting when cards fit a ship so perfectly that, you really don't need to look anywhere else. All right, so Hollow is having none of those 6 interceptors, and tossing his.
I like this though. It puts Kylo in a great position to flank, and they can't ignore Tabson.
Nope.
He is coming for somebody next round.
Yeah.
A lot of shots coming in. Well, a few shots coming into Kylo, but it looks like they're all obstructed.
Yeah, but remember, was it yesterday or the day before that we saw Fan doing Fan things? I can't think of a more Kylo thing to do than to be taken down with range 3 shots through rocks.
I'm hoping for Kylo to show the same kind of discipline. But I think actually the reason why Fenn lost, I was flying him so cagey that he sort of forgot what he was supposed to do, and he just decided to die when it was time.
Yeah, he just went off like the droid at the end of Blade Runner. Time to die.
Yeah.
He's seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And now Tawson has his shot. Will he try and shoot at the same, or will he try and take the token of green? Or, I guess he is.
I would probably shoot at green because he's only got 4 dice.
Yeah.
Four versus 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get in. Oh, shoot.
Oh, that's a nice roll. 4
I'll
hits
take it.
with the
I'll
focus
take
token.
it.
And